Well, welcome back to the Outpost Workshop for part 2 of carving the cross. And I do hope you enjoyed part 1. Uh, so this is going to be the start of part 2 where we're going to be doing the Last Supper cross here. I've got it pinned up there and got some carving paper underneath it. And I'm going to go around and try to make sure I had it centered both ways, this way and that way across. And so I'm going to go around, tape it down real good so it don't move around on me while I take the pencil and go over and trace over it and get my pattern on there. Going to do that. And I also got, oops, sorry. I got this little cross here. It's got the Last Supper on it. And I'm going to kind of use it as a guideline to help me with some of the finer details and everything. But she's coming along, and we'll get her traced out. Then we're going to take her out to the shop tomorrow and do the little power carving on it to cut it around everything. That's a lot to try to do by hand and see how deep I want to go. And I don't want to cut it all the way through as big as I have some of these, but I may take it back so far and then maybe put some openings like through there or something. We'll just have to see. Take it one step at a time. All right. I'm glad you tuned in for part 2. Now let's get going on it. Well, I've got this traced on here the way that I want it. But I know that when I take it to the shop and start using some power carvers to go around through here and take some of this background, I'm going to be rubbing a lot of that off. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the wood burner and burn my outside lines in some of these major things to separate the different people with the wood burner. So when I start in here working, trying to cut all this out with the power carver, I won't be rubbing off all my design. So, well, that's what's going to be the next step. Okay, now I've got all this burn in. Didn't go real deep, but deep enough I ain't gonna rub it off with my hands when I start going in here and cutting out around here and trying to get rid of all this background wood. So I'm kind of happy with it. I'll take it out there and do what I can with it, then bring it back in here and do most of the detail work on it. One step at a time. Alright, I'm out the shop now. I'm going to take the Fordham. I'll take a small bit here. I don't know if you can see it. And I'm just going to go in and take these lines right here, my outside lines, and cut them first. I took and set this bit at 3/4 of an inch because I know this is 1 inch. And that way I won't go all the way through. And then I'll come back and I'll cut around all this. And then I'll start working these down and I'll take all that back out. Anytime you're going to use a power carver, please, if you don't listen to nothing else I say, make sure you have some kind of good mouth. You do not want to be breathing this stuff. It doesn't matter if it's basswood, mahogany like this, oak, because I got a bunch of oak here I'm going to have to make some benches out of. Just make sure you got something to protect yourself. You know, you want to protect your hand and not have those loose sleeves and stuff, because I'll take care of all this before I start. And I got a fan behind me to be blowing this away, and I got a fan that way to be pulling out. I did have a one of them boxes made with holes where you hook the shop back to, suck everything down, what you call a draft box or something. It worked pretty good, but my two big shop backs quit, so all I got the little small one now, and I'll just take it and set it up here with the nozzle laying up here to help suck up all this dust, get it out of my way. But please make sure you use something, you know, to protect your breathing. I think I just come from Harbor Freight for like 15 bucks or something. And I like it. I've used it quite a few times. But I'll get back with you after I get all this cut in, before I start taking it out, and we'll just go from there. Alright, I got my lines cut, then I switched over to a ball. Where are you? Okay. A little ball bit. And come in here and took all this kind of stuff out. And took it down. I'm gonna come back, do a little bit, cut a little bit more right here using this ball bit, trying to get some more of that worked out. Then once I get that down the way I want it, I'll take it back in the house and put it on the board and start working on all the disciples, trying to get them down, get them to this stage. Then I'll go back. But you can see, I've already went back some and been putting marks where I think I need to go back and work on them a little bit. And go back across the whole thing. But we're getting it step by step. Alright, that still looks pretty rough, but I've got this cut out like it. And I've come in here and I took a small bit with my detail for them. And just come in here and try to separate. Like just basically putting in a deep stop cut. Trying to separate some of the different people. Give me a reference to go by more. And that's where we're staying now. I'll just start working all these down, start rounding them back and starting to bring different one of the apostles out, a little at a time. Alright, I come in here and I started with the table and I started just working it back a little bit of angle. Not a whole lot, but just reset it back up and put me some plates and cups in there. See if you can, don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Start get a little something on the table, and I'll take that back just a little bit more. Not a whole lot more, than I'll start working these in at this angle. This is that time. Okay. Alright, I went across here and got the first first round of roughing in, trying to just kind of separate things up a little bit so I know which person goes where. Kind of got the head laid out so I know where I got one and drop back in here. And like I said, that's just round one of roughing that out. That's a lot of people, I'll tell you. Alright, so the next thing I do is I'll just come back and I'll just start again, just go back across, working my way across. So I may start right here and put it in more detail, then go both ways. Just depends on how I feel when I start, because I'm done for the night. Okay, I've just finished another round where I started over here and just kind of worked my way across, making more layers and more layers as I go. They're starting to come out as individuals now. Still got a way to go, but I'll just keep going. Every time I go across, I'll give an update, and we'll just take it a little at a time. I mean, she's starting to look like a little bit of something. At least I hope. I've just been coming through with the pen and looking at my picture and just making marks as I go. So when I go back to carving, I know these are the areas I need to work on. Everything, where I got it all marked. That way, each time I start across there, I got pretty much kind of a guideline of what I'm going to have to do, which way I'm going, which way I want to angle stuff, one little cut at a time. Well, maybe one more round across here. You see, I put in a little more detail each time, and you're starting to see it, his head's coming out, the clothes gonna have his hands, getting them more defined. This is kind of hard because you got three people all right here, heads all together, trying to get them all separated. You can tell which one's which. Same here, but these are spread apart. But you got three. Yeah, three right here. Basically, kind of gonna be kind of fun to do. Anyway, she's coming, so that's about it for this. Alright, I went ahead and finished this up down here, and here just need a little more cleanup. Up in here is pretty much done. All I gotta do is go in and put a little bit of detail in right here on the hair. Not a whole lot, just enough to make it look like there is some. Don't need a great deal of detail, if you can even see that. Just enough to give that impression. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. But I can't see it on the camera. Let's see if I can change that. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You can see I added just enough texture to the hair to make it look like he's got something. Not a whole lot, and don't need a whole lot. I'm gonna come in here, do this right up in here, kind of blend this in, and then I'm going to move up to the top, drop this whole thing down and finish the top, get it completely done except for this outside edge. And then I'll come back and I'll be working on the supper, because that's going to take a while. But she's starting to come together. A little bit at a time. I finally got all the detail I'm going to put in here. Just, like everything else, I got to go back and do a final cleanup with the heavy brush, but I still got all this to do. I'm ready to move up here. And I got Mary here. Still got to do the face. Do some detail in here. And got the angel's face here. I'm going to try to put like an angel's wing right here. Cut that back, try to make that look like there's a angel's wing. And then we'll go from there. Then that'll be pretty much done. I'll just blend this in. And then I'll be ready to move on down and get back onto the Last Supper and get it done. But she's coming a little at a time. You know how relief carvings are. They take a lot of work, take a lot of time. I've probably been on this part just doing the final bit down here on the bottom and just about 4 hours tonight. And probably have another hour or so up here. But she's coming a little at a time. I am just not happy with this right here. Trying to make it look like the angel's face and the wing, but it's not big enough. The wing, the angel's wing is not. I don't know what I'm going to do to make that look better. I'm just not happy with it. I may end up just cutting this whole thing out and starting over and trying to get the wing more up in here. I don't know, but getting late, I'm going to bed. And, but I gotta do something. I'm just not happy with that part. So as soon as I can get this where I'm happy, I can move back down here to where all the big work is. So we'll just have to see. I'll think of something. I gotta come up with some kind of idea, don't I? If you know something, send it to me mentally. Say, hey, hobo, do this. Maybe I'll get it through my brain and figure something out. Now I finally got this part up here pretty much the way that I wanted it. I got Mary there with the angel up in the corner. You just kind of see the face and then the angel wings. Not perfect, but you know, it's gonna be okay. Alright, I'm gonna take and move this thing up so I can start getting to the Last Supper and then see what we can go from there. I've been working some more on the detail here. I think I'm just gonna leave the faces blank. Them little faces, you ain't no way gonna do them justice, but I think I'll just like mark where the beard is and then sand the faces smooth. But I still got more detailing to do. I mean, this is pretty much done. Some reason it's showing up good, but she's coming. It's coming, and started here. I'm working this way. Out there more to do, but it's coming just a little by little, step by step. Yeah. You know, it's hard to show what I'm doing on a relief car because it takes so long, and I'm in here hiding it from you because looking at the back of my head. But basically, when I get down towards the end, I'll just turn the camera on and just let it record the whole thing while I'm doing. Just hope to get the best, but she's coming a little at a time, so we'll just go from there. All right, just give you a little update. I've been in here. I've got pretty much done here. I'm just gonna sand that face a little more. I'm gonna just go with like a smooth face. Put the beards in, but leave the faces smooth. I mean, it's so small, can't hardly do much detail. These pretty much done in here. Got to come in here and clean these up. Pick this face right here. Then I'll be ready to move over and finish these last three, trying to get them done as I go. And I don't know if you can see this, so I can figure out that little bit right there. I'm using this detail for them. I'm using it to go in and cut all these lines to help separate them and get in there. It's a lot quicker and easier than trying to do it by hand. And I'll just show you a little bit of that. Got my pictures down here as I can kind of see. Yeah, he's got a hand up here and a hand up here, so I know I want this to be a hand to stand out. Take this back down in, make their hand stand out. So this thing's shaped like a comb, I can get up there in that small crack and then use that bigger part of it. Take this down to lay it up the way that I need. Try to work in there. That's this way I've been going. And I'll just continue on over this way until I get this side down. I'll probably come back and go across these plates and cups again. But it's starting to get there. I'm getting a lot closer and a lot happier with what I'm seeing. Alright, so I've got this pretty much the way I want it most of the way across. Still gotta go in, put a little detail in the hair. Clean it up good. Then I'll be ready to move to this side over here. Get all the details done on that. I'm just going with the smooth faces and taking this little binder and just giving enough detail to the hair that you can see it. Well, you may not be able to see it there on the video. Because all these are different. I mean, can't see much. Just a little bit of detail to it, so that there ain't wanting to do too good though. Just a little bit to the beard, not a lot. So, I can move over to this side. Do a little over here. We'd use that little detailed ornament with that little bit on it, but it's a fine that it don't really leave no detail at all unless you're cutting stop cuts or something in there with it. This guy's bald headed in my picture a little bit. You can't see him down there, but he's bald headed, so he don't get no detail in his hair. A wrinkle right there. That's pretty much what it's going to look like. Just needs to be cleaned up good. Now I'm going to move over and start working on this side. Well, she's looking pretty good. I'm going to come back and go around these plates and cups one more time. Then I'm going to come up around here to here and to blend this all in. And then I'm going to go around the outside edges. But I got to do something with this back. Because it's so unlevel and different levels. So I think I'll just get me something tomorrow and just start pinging it just to put some little detail, and that'll help hide all these little off places that are cut deeper than others and everything. It'll help cover all that up. And then I'll go through and just, actually looks pretty good. We're getting real close. I ain't decided what kind of finish to put on. Well, yeah, I got a piece of this mahogany. this I brought into here. I'm going to put several different finishes on it. See which one I like the best. But she's getting there little by little. Well, I want to pretty much call that 99% done. It looks good to me. I went back and did a little more work on the table. Well, I just got to do some more cleaning up, but tomorrow I ain't going to do it tonight because grandkids are here and they done gone to bed, don't want to wake them up. But she's starting to look real good. When I take it down, I'll clean up on the back side and all these places. But I'm going to come in here and do something with this background. Then I'll do the edges. Did them on the side here. I don't know if you can see that. Then I'll do it down this side to kind of give it a little more woody work. But that's where we're standing right now. All right, getting there. All right, we are finally approaching the end here. Try to get you a view. Yeah, let's just start top. I know I'm no wonderful carver. Everybody has their own skill level. So if you're a beginning carver, don't give up. Always keep going. You'll get better. I'm at the point now. Went in this morning and did the background right here. Just went in and just bumped it, give it a little texture. Next, I'm going to take it down off this board and screw it off this and come in from the back side and clean it up in all these little places. I know there's going to be some rough spots. Clean that up. And then I'll be ready to do the finish. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so I got a piece of this. I'm going to try linseed oil, which I think is going to make it turn too dark. Got some tung oil, and I've got some water-based polyurethane. I'm going to try that on all the simple pieces and see which one I like best. And I'm also going to be taking it down to my older brother's. He's also a wood carver, and get him to look it over, see if he's got any recommendations, and then we'll go from there. And we'll just find out. Then hopefully once we get this done and I get the finish on it, we're going to take it to the church and mount it on the wall because it's going to be donated to the church.